I would suggest that will be the case. Yeah, Rock averaged 99.9 in that win last week.
100.
Rob Cross rattling in a third 180 of the match. And we're only in leg 2.
96.
Just wonder whether this slightly earlier start will have any impact on the players today. It's a slightly different schedule, I suppose. I don't think it will have too much of an issue for most of them.
85.
Beautifully finished off from Josh Rock. What a response that is as well. 12 darter. And what a standard these two have set so far. Well, Rob Cross trying to force the issue on the rock throw.
100.
He's sort of changed a bit, hasn't he, Josh Rock, sorry, in his approach play. He's become very animated. I noticed it the first time when he was in the World Cup of darts. Very, very animated in between shots. He's got a bit of a comfort here because Rob Cross mathematics didn't work out too well, but he doesn't want a comfort, does he? He doesn't want a cushion, he doesn't need it.
Not quite in full control of this leg just yet. Certainly now.
138. Just look 144.
That could be a key last start for Rob Cross. Another one of those to leave double 12.
Good.
Oh, show-stopping stuff from Josh Rock.
Sometimes when you're in these games and you're trying to assess it, like Rob Cross will be doing now, be thinking, how can I get back into this? It's not that the scoring power's not there. That front 9 average of around about 112. He's getting down to finish. It's just those big finishes from Josh Rock at the moment being the difference.
$55. Just to the 150.
Well, let's see how this one shapes up. Not very well so far. Switch to the 18th.
78. Robbie requires 72.
72 plays 72, but it's Cross on strike first on throw, and you suspect this has to go really. Double 6. Nicely played. Under a little bit of pressure there, Rob Cross, and looking to elevate himself into the last 8 here in Basel as well for good measure.
88.
Yeah, shame about that last start. It might prove costly.
It's not to say he can't do these 2 treble combinations. He's given us 2 big ones already, but this one is for the match.
Just to go 133. $93. Robbie requires 30.
40-30. And Cross found the advantage. Yes, he can. It's a hold of throw, but it's a big hold of throw.
Game on.
Down to a finish. It's a big one, and it may have to go as well.
100. Robbie require 161.
This is a chance, maybe only a half chance for Rob Cross. Even if he doesn't take out this 161, he may well feel as though he's got a good opportunity to return. That 110 is gettable for Josh Rock. He's taken out 2 ton plus checkouts already today.
Robbie require 110.
To the 18s, can't find the treble.
86. Robbie require 104.
But Matt, this has to go.
Absolutely. Josh only missed 2 darts at a double in this game, so you don't think he's going to miss 3. Rob is going to get a dart at a double himself. He needs to find the treble, can't do so. And that reaction from Rob Cross tells you all you need to know.
Yeah, he looks like a man who knows that the game might be up very imminently indeed. Although Josh Rock is further away with that one, slight adjustment on the oche.
Game shot.
And it pays off, and it pays dividends. And Josh Rock, once again, getting the better of Rob Cross on a European Tour stage. The number 16 looking really strong there, with an average of 102.5.
And he's probably in that testing out phase.
And it's just how it feels. I mean, the Ryan Searle example, he went up there like someone in spare PE kit, didn't he? And but
At least he didn't have to fish them out of a bin.
But it's just the grip sometimes on a dart. It might be the same grip, but your darts have been worn in a bit more, and your darts feel like your darts.
Treble required. He does not get it, and Littler on a one treble combo.
50. Luke Duquois, 117.
19 needed. He can't get it either, and this is a slow start.
39.
And that is some flashy Luke Littler stuff. He's not averse to doing stuff like that. And when it works, it looks great.
The leg, Luke Littler to throw first. Game up.
Yeah, it's one of the most interesting things. Look, we've seen Luke Littler. He's won 9 titles this year. It's astonishing. We know he can play darts to a freakishly good level. He's still trying to work out some of the other
58.
stuff. How to be on stage, how to interact with fans, how to deal with a hostile crowd. That's all new, and you can't practice that in your bedroom. Well, you can, but it's probably not very useful.
Yeah, it doesn't quite translate. I can put some shade onto this because I am 17-time world champion in my bedroom. But when it came to it, a couple of wins here and there.
Oh, tops.
Game for the third leg.
Flashy Luke Littler stuff, and I repeat, when it works, it looks great. And Luke Humphries yesterday looked like he could go and throw 105 average constantly for about 6 hours.
55.
He doesn't look like he can do it for 6 seconds at the minute.
What difference a bit of sleep makes, eh?
438.
Well, Littler starting to get into gear here. Down to a 2-darter after 12.
Luke Duquois, 44.
A third straight leg and to lead this game.
Games on the fifth leg.
Well, double top is being found pretty regularly by Luke Littler. 3 out of 4.
$140. 90. Luke Duquois, 138.
It's been here before, hasn't he, Luke Humphries? The 138, the finish that took him to his first big major title.
Yeah, probably the greatest 138 checkout you've ever seen.
Luke Duquois, 146.
52 left for Humphries. Could potentially be opening up a 2-leg gap again. And it's Littler now, his turn to get frustrated. It feels like they've both been frustrated throughout this game.
Luke Duquois, 52.
Even when they've had spells where things have got better. The double 16 is pinned, and Luke Humphries is a leg away from beating Luke Littler for the 2nd time on the Euro Tour this year. He's the one to be shot at, but Littler is charging up the rankings,
25.
and he is coming for him, and everybody else. But maybe it's not going to be his day today.
137.
Well, Luke Humphries guaranteed 3 match darts now. Luke Littler can't land a blow.
50.
Goes away the last dart in frustration. It might be the last dart he throws.
To beat Littler on the Euro Tour, once again, it's Humphries who wins the Battle of the Lukes. Neither man happy with how they've played. It's their C, D, maybe their E game, and yet it's still mid-90s averages. The world #1 goes on into the final session of action in the first ever Swiss Darts Trophy.
We did have a glut of former European Tour champions in the field at the start of play. Luke Littler has fallen by the wayside. Rob Cross has fallen by the wayside. Will Martin Schindler fall by the wayside?
Well, we could, with Josh Rock and Luke Humphries still already. If Schindler were to win this, we've got the #1s from Northern Ireland, England, brackets, and world, and Germany, all Euro Tour title winners this year. The quarterfinals in this half of the draw. Bullseye. Gets it, Martin Schindler for a 1-2-7.
Bunting with a slight advantage still, but you never know with Shindy. He can produce moments of magic, as we have seen all too recently.
45.
Could not find a way through, could not bulldoze his way through for a treble 20. Shindy with maybe a half chance here, but the half chance has evaporated quickly. Oof.
53. Stephen, you require 119.
Not a great checkout, this one. Double 20. Doesn't get it. Martin Schindler, this for 3-0 on the double break.
Martin, you require 101.
One treble required. He's got it. Double top. 3-0 to the wall.
Martin Schindler.
Second simplest checkout of the day for Shindy. The second break of throw as well. I said you suspect he will, but the longer it goes on, where he's having these rather barren visits, that too will be a concern for him as well, and that just might be all the encouragement that Bunting needs, and he's got plenty of encouragement here as well by almost filling it up on the treble 18. Great approach play once again. A little bit unlucky with that final dart. Could have got down to a flat sum, but as it is, yeah, in good shape.
96.
In good shape for another break of throw.
60-60 double 8. That plan goes out the window.
100.
But leaves himself double 18. Schindler would love to have a dart at double 18 at the end of this combo. Not going to get one.
Because he's not finding troubles too easily right
60.
now.
Stephen, you require 36.
And it's another helping hand for Stephen Bunting. This time, I think he'd like to be more authoritative here on his finishing. He's, well, OK, double 14. That's the way to do it, double-double.
Stephen Bunting.
Martin Schindler reaches the final tonight. He's provisional number 2 seed, ahead of the likes of Littler and Van Gerwen. If he wins it, he's the provisional number 1 seed and 13 grand clear of Dave Chisnall.
136.
Yeah, Bunting, on the other hand, came into the weekend in 17th place in the European Order of Merit.
But he and Ryan Searle are incredible in that they've got 50-odd grand plus, and it's all on quarterfinals and last 16s and semis. They're just always there. Double 16. A 5-3. Ooh, not close.
Stephen, you require 154.
Is this going to be one of those moments on the European tour where the crowd goes absolutely berserk as Stephen Bunting hits back with a 154 checkout? No is the answer.
He has been pulling those shots out on a regular basis,
yeah,
but you can't do it every time.
I just had a feeling it might happen again, but
Martin, you require 16.
well, it's a nice piece of approach play anyway from Stephen Bunting, but will he get the opportunity? No, he won't, because Martin Schindler has backed up that third break of throw. 45 and 42 for Bunting with his first 6 darts, and just look at Martin Schindler pounce all over that slip up by his opponent as well. That is devastating timing. That is exactly what he needed to do, and this might all be in vain now from Bunting. Too little, too late, maybe. 45, 42 and a 180.
61.
Martin Schindler, that's his first 180 of the game. And he's produced it at the end as he looks to close this out. It's not going to be a 4-visit leg, but a 5-visit leg on throw to close out the match. Bunting to the bullseye now, needs to leave a finish of some kind.
64.
Yes, he has done that.
Martin, you require 71.
Well, here we go. 2 darts, maybe 3 required here. All about the first dart. Finds the 39 for the 32. Martin Schindler for a passage into the quarter-finals. And Martin Schindler exacts his revenge for Budapest last week. Bunting winning 7 days ago by 6 legs to 4. Schindler winning this one by 6 legs to 4. And it's the champion from Rydz earlier this year who goes through to the quarter-finals, where he will face either Ross Smith or Raymond van Barneveld. And perhaps trying to pursue a dart career, because it can be a really big jump for some players, can't it, when you have to make that commitment.
Certainly in the earlier days, sort of 2011, 12, 13, when The players used to have to pay to play the
170.
tournaments. It used to be £105 to enter an event. Then you had your expenses on top. So
58.
it became a bit of a gamble back in the days.
Well, that 180 for Ross Smith did actually leave a bogey number anyway. Barney was on the big fish, but he could only register 58 anyway. Stay well away from that one. Well, Ross Smith there really imposing himself with that particular visit. Barney now looking at 92. Double 16.
96. Roger requires 32.
Smith looking at the same target for an instant break back. What a response this would be. 14 dart breaking coming. That's exactly what he has. And it was all about the response from Ross Smith, and he has produced an instant one and a very timely one as well. And I have to say, a very impressive one, that 180, even though it left him on a boat. Noticed as well backstage in the players' room as well that Barney was having a very, not intense, but quite a lengthy conversation with Wessel Nijman. And for someone like Nijman, that must be invaluable as well, to have that sort of word in the ear from somebody who obviously still carries a lot of aura and a lot of presence, and you know, a man who is hugely respected, not just in Dutch darts, but I think in particular for any young Dutch player coming through. I say coming through, Nijman has more than come through, but that must be priceless for him as he looks to take the next step.
Yeah, very settling
60.
sort of atmosphere around him when you've got that sort of influence.
Well, this would be one heck of a way to hit back once again with another break of throw. 142 here for Barney. Can't quite find the treble 14 that would have
94.
left a shot at tops.
Roger require 83.
51 for 32. That leaves the bullseye for a 3-2 lead for Ross Smith. 83 checkout. What a way to hit back. He was 2 on down. He got the break, and then he's pulled a little rabbit out of the hat there as well for 3-2. But Barney's got 3 darts in hand here to make a further impression. How much of a dent can he put into this?
139.
We do see players opt to use the bullseye as well in that situation now, so they can guarantee that 2 dart. Because 62, it doesn't look like a big checkout. But unless he finds the treble with dart number 1, he's only going to get a dart to break the Ross Smith darts.
Well, there's a little tap on the shoulder. Double 16. Tidies up nicely there, Raymond van Barneveld. A single 19 or a treble 19 would pave the way. Gets the single, so can he find the treble? No, he can't. And Barney will return looking at a very gettable and a very manageable 84. Can still salvage this. Tops.
44.
Well, the first start was costly. He almost made up for it. Wafer thin margins in this one. It's a fine line they're treading. But it's Ross Smith who has the opportunity on double 7, but those opportunities are fast running out. And he's come inside as well. And this key leg
40.
may well land in Barney's lap here. Double 20 for a 5-4 lead and a break of throw, and that's exactly what he's got. And Ross Smith will be absolutely kicking himself. Not quite sure what he said there. I think it was dreadful, or words to that effect. But Barney, after that one, finds himself 1 away. 3 legs on the spin after Ross Smith won 3 legs on the spin. And that's just asked a big question of Ross Smith, hasn't it?
58.
Well, Barney is never going to have a better opportunity, and hasn't had a better opportunity this year than this one to make a quarter-final on a European Tour stage. 72 points away, and it's all about how much pressure he'll be under.
140.
A little bit more than he would have liked, maybe.
To book his place in the quarter-final for the first time on the European Tour in 2024. Barneveld only needs 1 dart, And he has turned that one around. Ross Smith raced into an early lead, but Raymond van Barneveld turns it around, and he is moving through to the quarter-finals, where he will be taking on Martin Schindler. And at this time of year, these also become like mini qualifiers. Not everybody's final is the final. For Cameron Menzies, this might be his final. He might have come here thinking, get to the quarterfinals, get myself in that top 32.
Cameron, Uruguay, 81.
Is that sign that things are turning in Cameron's favour? Not going to the 12s. He gambles, it pays off. Double 16. 12 darter. Do we have lift off in this one? First breaker throw, the Scotsman leads. Well, you're thinking clearly, at least, Callan. Getting the numbers right. They're the right numbers from Cameron Menzies. Second maximum, applies some pressure.
Well, choices here for Menzies.
101.
Choice won't be
61.
winning the leg on this occasion. Callum Rydz to get that throw back.
Double top is found. Excellently done by Callum Rydz to break straight back with a 15 darter. 90, if that, for the entire tournament. He's not played well, he's just won loads of games, which is great. Take that over playing well and losing. Oh, hello. Oh, went two double 19s.
117.
And now he wishes he'd gone for the treble 20. Double 16 for Menzies again. Ooh, he's lucky not to bust it, but ultimately he's missed it.
Alan, you require 16.
That was 2 darts as well there for Cameron Menzies to get the breaker throw. Re-establish a lead instead. He's going to stand and watch Callan, who hasn't been making too many mistakes this week when it comes to taking out opportunities. Slower approach at times and take that moment. You don't tend to get that with players that play with rhythm and feel. But he can sort of alternate the pace of which he moves around the stage.
I don't think the dramatic change from his throwing styles from one to the other, and to be a title winner using both of them, is astonishing. It's a testament to this man's talent. This would be a testament to Cameron Menzies' talent, but he misses the ball for a 170 that would have turned the game in his favour.
The
last dart in hand as well, just to compound the misery there for Cameron Menzies. He's had darts in the last couple of legs now on the Callum Rydz throw to get that break and get that opportunity. There's a lot riding on the game for the pair.
140.
Menzies first to a finish. Rydz should get to a better one. A lot better one. Oh, it's a poor dart, but he rescues it. He's already taken out 79 in this game, but he might not get a go at it. Couldn't get the treble 17 and get a match dart at the ball, Cameron Menzies. Can Rydz repeat the trick from earlier?
For a place in the semi-final, quarter-final. Give him an extra round.
Double 11. He has got through to the quarter-finals. Huge relief for Callum Rydz. Only his second ever Euro Tour quarter-final, and he's still in with a chance of forcing his way into the spots for the European Championship. The Riot into the last 8 in Basel. He'll face James Wade or Vessel Nijman in this quarter, entirely populated by unseeded players. And it's Wade Nijman on the way after the break.
Yeah, he's not quite playing at the same pace that he was last night. That's, you know, a different set of circumstances. Different sort of occasion. But a 140 there has just moved him in the right direction. Gets down to a finish of 106. And you just wonder how much pressure he'll be under here. Not much, you have to say. 6 darts for another holder throw.
What double do you want? Double 16.
74.
Just missing outside, but that's not one to worry too much about. Not yet.
No, not yet, but yeah, in the back of his mind, he will be conscious that he has missed a handful of darts at double already.
32.
And the longer this match goes on, he will have to just tighten things up a little bit. Double 16 inside for double 8 once again. This time he has to switch over to double 4, and this is where it does become a concern, because that is now 8 darts he's missed at a double. It's opened the door for James Wade here for the break of throw. Double 15. This time he gets to the right target. Wade has had a good recent run on the Pro Tour, though. He was a semi-finalist at Players' Championship 22 in Leicester on Tuesday. That effectively confirmed his qualification for next month's World Grand Prix. This performance this weekend certainly cements that as well. Nijman here looking at 76. He'll have to watch his step as well.
40. James will require 32.
Well, he can't keep missing doubles like this. He's 1 out of 10. Scored brilliantly, created the chance. The leg might be snatched away from it. What's the plan here, James? The plan is changing by the second. Saw Stephen Bunting do this earlier.
A lot of lateral movement there from James Wade. Can he find a way through?
No score.
My goodness me. I don't think Wade can believe it, and yet, well,
Wesley require
if anything,
36.
I think he overpitched it. It looked to be good. He found a way through, but just overcooked it.
James on
And,
the fourth leg.
well, what a let-off that is for Wessel Nijman.
Fifth leg is Wessel.
Now, James Wade is very much skirting. He's got time there, but Nijman is one of those players who stands a long way over to the right-hand side. Stephen Bunting's another one.
Yeah, and he sort of leans a little bit as well over to that right-hand side, that angular poise that we talked about earlier. Treble. Can't be found.
That was a long old journey there and back, wasn't it?
Well, I
54.
took me back to your conversation yesterday about Nathan Aspinall reaching down to the floor with all the new regime he's going through in the gym these days.
85.
This is a difficult game to call because it's tight. And in tight games, you always fancy James Wade to find a way because he finds ways.
Well, let's see how Wade fares with his attempt. Way off. That's a stinker. You saw the reaction there from Wade on his face there.
Well, that breaker throw that Nijman got, he got it after going 4 perfect at the start of a leg. And that 4th leg. But he still had to rely on Wade missing darts at double. He may not have to rely on any misses. Look at this for a leg of darts. This is superb.
Yeah, and he got that break after nearly going 3-1 down as well. Wade is all at sea here. Single 5 isn't going to do him any good.
85. Wesley require 32.
Best leg of the match so far, potentially incoming. 10 darter for Wessel Nijman, double 16 for a 4-3 lead. Might have to settle for a 12. That will do, though, nicely. Never mind the missed doubles. That was a really strong leg from Wessel Nijman, and it comes at a really good time as well as we enter the midway point, or past the midway point of this match as well.
He's got to be all over that mistake from Wade.
84.
That's not enough to worry him.
Wade gets down to a finish, and it could be a very manageable one as well.
108.
He has filled it up. And James Wade is fast closing in on a quarter-final on the European Tour.
59. James require 43.
He has had a tough draw. He's had a tough assignment in round 3. But James Wade is the winner. And that is another big battle that he has safely negotiated. Wessel Nijman, I think, will reflect on what might have been there. That was a good opportunity, and at one point he really did look in control. So much to admire about the way he played in the main, but in the end it was all about the fine margins. And James Wade, well, he was inferior in the averages, but in the end that experience was telling. And Wade books his place in the last 8, where he will face Rydz for a place in the semi-finals later on tonight here in Basel. Starting this match as the outsider in this one, but You look at his European Tour pedigree, and it is growing and growing and growing. 2 semi-finals this year.
140.
Made the last 4 at the European Match Play as well. That was his first European Tour quarter-final and semi-final in the same weekend. Made the last 4 in Kiel, as I mentioned as well.
129 medals, you require 110.
That's beautifully finished off as well. Really enjoyed that, Maros Razma.
59.
See, when it just eases the pace, it's knocking Ryan out of stride. He was stood at the hockey waiting a while there, and Turd maybe just needs to check that walk in at the moment because the pace is variable.
58.
So there's a little reaction from Rasmus. That delayed his walk up the hockey, didn't it?
131.
Yeah, and he almost trudged away from the board as well.
Really squeezed in that gap there as well, didn't he, Razma, with that big step across?
Yeah.
He's trying to command the stage, that's for sure.
Well, that first start at treble 20, again, it dipped alarmingly.
36.
It was almost in the 20, well, nearer to the 25 maybe, but Ryan Searle has turned things around. He trailed 2-1. It's
6 flag medals to throw first.
one of those battles. It's not really caught fire, this match, just yet. It's watchable. It's got a couple of side issues going on. Not really much of a pattern to this match yet, apart from the fact we've had 2 legs for Razma on the spin and now 2 legs for Searle on the spin, but I don't really think we can read too much into that just yet.
I wish I could, but I don't think I can.
23.
Anyway, Searle down to a finish first on throw. Razma could do with a treble 19 or 17 here.
59.
And he can't find either.
158.
Well, Searle in a great position. Ooh, just the wrong side. 95.08.
$88. That is your record, 161.
Well, this would really hurt Ryan Searle if this was a go. Razma looking at 161. Once again, that first start on 20, it dips low. That's been a little bit of an issue now.
Ryan, you require 70.
20 for tops. That one stays firmly in the 20, and that one stays firmly in the double 20. And Ryan Searle, it's been a little bit of a rough ride for him, but he has now won 4 legs on the spin.
$79.
That wayward second dart there for Ryan Searle meant he needed a treble with the last dart.
Yeah, it forced his hand a little bit, didn't it? And I don't think he'll be too concerned at the moment, given the state of play on the scoreboard here.
100.
Well, you know you've got the advantage of throwing the bank, and you've got it on a couple of occasions, so if he gets an opportunity, bonus. If not, he'll be eyeing up those
60.
chances where he's got the throw, because they're the ones you expect to win.
86.
54 for 32. Treble 15 for tops. Gets the treble 15. Double top here for Razma.
46.
It's a flyer.
Ryan, you require 127.
And Ryan Searle returns looking at 127. Treble 19. Gets it. Options 50. Brilliant stuff from Ryan Searle. What a way to wrap things up for the number 9 seed. It was a fairly sluggish encounter, you have to say, but he was 2-1 down in that one, and he reels off 5 without reply, but perhaps saving the best till last with that 127 checkout on the bullseye as well. Had to go for it with Razma waiting in the wings on double 20, but it's the end of the road for Latvia's number 1 on his birthday weekend. But for Ryan Searle, well, very much still in business here in Basel. He will take on either Nathan Aspinall or Daryl Gurney in the last 8 this evening. He wins it by 6 legs to 2.
The darts he is throwing suggest he is more than ready for the task of the back end of the year, where the big ranking money is on the line.
You require 80.
Is it the flatty dart here from Gurney? No, curiously. You pioneered it, Darryl.
60.
For just that sort of situation.
He did have to move as well, didn't he? We saw Luke Littler, who's adopted it, not use it either. Maybe the flatty has been abandoned.
12 off leaves 74. Treble 14, you would think. Because that treble 18 looks a bit blocked. Double 16. A mess and a rescue.
With one event to go, that would mean someone need quite a deep run.
Yeah, you just want to make it as difficult as possible for people to leapfrog. And he is in Prague, so he'll have more chances. 145 just to hold his throw. Brilliant leg from Daryl Gurney on a potential 10-darter. This would hurt if it wins. And it could go. Oh, needed that treble 16. And you could see he was desperate to give Gurney a kick in the ribs there with that one.
Cage on the third leg, Daryl Gurney.
Brilliant leg of darts. 11-darter. Break.
Fourth leg,
Now, I am a big fan of memorabilia and collectibles.
Yeah, you got all sorts of tat in your house.
Now, I like when it's relevant. If you've got a signature of The Undertaker, you want him to sign an urn, for example. Nathan Aspinall won the UK Open with the big fish.
He did.
That could be a UK Open bit of memorabilia.
True say. And you win this leg with an 80 finish. Gurney would love a dart of double 18. It is his go-to double nowadays. And he's left it.
98. Nathan, you require 20.
It's not the hardest thing to do, just hit a double, but in the context of the moment, that is big from Nathan Aspinall.
100.
Well, that was an interesting decision. Single 20 would have left 166 bogey number. It's not as if Nathan's a million miles away. One treble gets him to a finish. Can't get that treble, so it didn't matter. Gurney's down to 126 anyway because he got the treble with the gamble.
Sure, if you asked Darryl in that situation, he'd have said he really liked the lie of the dart, and sometimes it bakes you in.
90.
It didn't even look that inviting a lie, did it?
$36. Darryl, you require 36.
Nathan choosing to leave the 170. Double 9 for Gurney to open up a two-leg advantage. He was 2-0 down in this game, remember. And now he is 5-3 up.
Ninth leg, Nathan to throw first.
Nathan Aspinall will be one of the seeded
60.
players come the World Grand Prix, the world number 5. Daryl Gurney will also be in that event, joining by the Pro Tour Order of Merit. Though there is only 8 seeds, I believe, in the World Grand Prix, so
94.
doesn't necessarily mean he's going to be playing one of the top 16.
Sarcastic thumbs up. He's still nothing to worry about too much if he can pick off a
77.
bullseye, turns out. This is good from Gurney, though.
105.
Now then, Nathan.
You require 9.
To save your skin, at least for now. Valiant attempt, couldn't find the double 15, has another look at it, it's still not in it. Nathan Aspinall going to no longer be in the Swiss Darts Trophy. Double 4.
68.
2 match darts for Daryl Gurney. Nathan Aspinall breathes again.
30.
Steady approach play has got the crowd involved.
So he's gone for the single 14 to leave double 8. He has hit the double, which leaves him 2. This wasn't the plan.
No score.
Neither was that. And it might be the last dart he throws in Basel this weekend, Nathan Aspinall. Daryl Gurney. The bookies spot in the quarter-finals to face heavy metal Ryan Searle. Super chin wants double 4. Takes it out, extracts the ass from the Swiss Darts Trophy, and the Northern Irishman will face Ryan Searle. One of only 2 Euro Tour winners in this half of the draw, but it's half a decade since he got his hands on one. Super chin continues to win games, and Nathan Aspinall's return from injury continues with some encouraging signs, but not encouraging enough for the Asp, even with a little kiss on the head from Daryl Gurney.